The recent attempt on President Trump's life has pushed First Lady Melania Trump to break her usual silence on political matters. Typically reserved, today Melania Trump took a bold step, releasing two videos that make it clear she's had enough of the way the deep state and Democrats are treating her husband, Donald Trump. In the first video, Melania expressed her view that the 2020 election marked the beginning of America's decline, particularly with respect to our freedom of speech. In the second video, she raised serious concern about the assassination attempt on her husband, calling it a horrible, distressing experience. She then asked critical questions such as, why wasn't the shooter apprehended before the speech? The clip ends with her stating, there's more to this story. It's time to uncover the truth. Let me run that for you and we'll watch it together.
The attempt to end my husband's life was a horrible, distressing experience. Now, the silence around it feels heavy. I can't help but wonder, why didn't law enforcement officials arrest the shooter before the speech? There is definitely more to this story, and we need to uncover the truth.
All right. So why wasn't the shooter apprehended? There's more to this story. The thing she said that stood out to me was she said, now the silence around it feels heavy. Like, remember when everyone was like, oh my gosh, a president of the United States was shot. Oh my gosh, how did this happen? Oh my gosh, this will win him the election for sure. Oh my gosh, no one's been shot since Ronald Reagan. And now, crickets. You hear almost nothing about it, yet she has to live with the PTSD of somebody trying to kill her husband on national television. Now we have a woman running for office. It appears that Melania feels compelled to help Donald, as she didn't speak at first about this assassination attempt. In a previous video posted on September 5th, Melania referred to herself as a private person who has been forced to speak in order to set the record straight. This gives some great content on what is to come. So it's very interesting that she's now speaking up. And as we get closer to the election, I hope to hear from Melania because I believe she has an important voice and one that I would like to hear more from. Now, one of the key points that Melania Trump raised was the attack on freedom of speech. And it has just been backed by direct testimony from an insider over at Google. In a newly released video, an undercover journalist from James O'Keefe's media recorded Google growth strategist Dakota Leeser making some startling admissions on camera. Leeser stated, Google is a very liberal, progressive company. At the top, it's not about politics, it's about economics, about their stock price. Leeser went on to reveal that Google was essentially promoting pro-Kamala Harris rhetoric through ads that seemed to link legitimate news sites like PBS. So to put it simply, they were promoting Kamala Harris, her face, her name everywhere, but it was as if it was promoting PBS News, which is public broadcast, right? Now, Leeser also pointed out that a small group of tech billionaires are pulling the strings, and that Google is manipulating search engine results in favor of Kamala Harris. If you're like me, you already knew this. It's been proven. Just a few weeks ago, everybody was talking about how Harris popped up in when you Googled Trump. Also, they were putting out all of these different news articles as if they were pro Kamala Harris, but then in the bottom, it would say sponsored ad. So the manipulation of the American mind is rampant at this time. Now, I'm very curious to see how Trump will react to this, especially if he wins the election, since he's just announced that anyone that interferes in the election will serve long-term prison sentences. Leeser, on the one hand, is already acting worried as just yesterday, he wiped out his entire social media TikTok account as if it never existed. Pretty crazy, right? By the way, thank you guys for giving these videos a like. When you hit that like button, it tells YouTube to share this content with others. So thank you guys so much. All right, now this has me so mad. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is clashing with President Trump over potential government shutdown. Donald Trump urges the Republican Party to block funding the continuing resolution that they do every year instead of actually putting a healthy bill together, unless they attach the SAVE Act, which would require proof of citizenship in order to vote in American elections. Now, Mitch McConnell, on the other hand, argues against a shutdown under any circumstance. So it's McConnell versus Donald Trump again. Now, Trump fired back, stating, if Republicans don't secure election integrity, they should not move forward on the budget. The Democrats are trying to fill voter rolls with illegal aliens. Don't let it happen. Shut it down. Now, let me know in the comments, please. What do you think of Mitch McConnell? I mean, if nothing else, put a sad face emoji. This guy depresses me. Like, Republicans complain and complain and complain about illegals, about unregistered voters, about people cheating. And yet when it comes time to put forward a bill while they have the majority in the House, what do? They cower. So this just shows that within even the Republican Party, there are wimpy people and likely compromised people that the deep state is saying, if you vote for this, we'll expose your secrets. All right, now some may dismay that this is a conspiracy theory, but it's very real. In Wisconsin, voters can obtain absentee ballots without showing ID just by marking that they are indefinitely confined. This loophole, confirmed by Wisconsin's Institute for Law and Liberty, could potentially allow 140,000 people in the state to file fraudulent ballots. Now, look, I'm not sure if Wisconsin has a process to catch unverified votes, but this is a state that needs to be won. This is a state that Zuckerbucks pumped like almost $100 million into winning this for Biden. And so we know that the potential for fraud is absolutely out of control. All right, now let me tell you about today's video sponsor. You didn't vote for this recession or this inflation, but you sure as heck are paying for it at the gas pump, at the grocery bill, and as your bills start to stack up, especially bad debt bills. Now, I know your financial stress is crushing you. The solution is donewithdebt.com. Unlike others, Done With Debt created new, aggressive strategies designed to get you out of debt permanently without bankruptcy or using loans. Done With Debt stands between you and those nasty bill collectors. They negotiate with your creditors to write off balances, cut interest rates, and stop penalties. They have a plan to put more money in your pocket month one and every month until your debt is gone. Now, the best news is Done With Debt is accepting new clients right now, but you need to hurry because some of their debt strategies are time sensitive and you don't want to miss out. Now, let Done With Debt hit the debt reset button for you and make your money yours again. But again, this is time sensitive, so you need to go with donewithdebt.com or call 888-322-1054 right now. Chat with one of their debt relief strategists for free. Go to donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. And over here, I want you to mark down that you heard about them from the Stephen Gardner Show. Having your debt gone is an absolute game changer. Thank you guys for sponsoring this video. All right, now in some incredible news, RFK Jr. has just endorsed Donald Trump nationwide. He put out an incredible video, which I wish I could share with you, but I was hit with copyright because of the music he added. Anyway, this is what he had to say. He said, a vote for Donald Trump is a vote for RFK Jr. and it is a vote to make America healthy again. He says, how do I know this? He said, I have sat with Melania and Donald and the Trump reelection team for hours after hours after hours. We are on the same page. We will make America healthy again. We are going to go after the FBI, the DOJ, the CIA, all of the alphabet agencies. So he is telling everybody who's independent that wanted to vote for him, a vote for Donald Trump is a vote for RFK Jr. All right, now some more huge news for Donald Trump and those of us who want him to win the election. Trump now has a 4-point lead with 51% support to Harris's 47% among Latino voters. This is huge because back in August, Harris held a 15-point lead over Donald Trump, which means that there's been a 19-point swing in favor of Donald Trump. That's right. Latino and Hispanic families are conservative. They love a mom and a dad raising children. They are religious. They believe in conservative values. They believe in hard work. They believe in business ownership. And they do not believe in being taxed by a corrupt government. Think about that. The only reason that they want to raise taxes is because they behave so badly with our money. And Latinos and Hispanics, they're saying, no way. We don't want communist Kamala Harris. All right. Now, by the way, this is like, I'm not making this up, you guys. Kamala Harris has demanded that her podium during the debate tonight be smaller than Donald Trump's. Why? Because she's worried that on stage, compared to big Donald Trump, powerful Donald Trump, that she's going to look really, really small. And she doesn't want people to think, wait a minute, big Donald Trump good, little tiny Kamala bad, right? So this is an optics game that she's playing. And so in order to make herself look thinner and taller and wider, she wants a smaller podium than Donald Trump. You guys can fact check me on this. It's absolute insanity. All right, now in international news, CNN has just exposed Ukraine for being outnumbered. According to the 6 commanders they spoke with, desertion, insubordination are becoming a widespread problem, especially among newly recruited soldiers. You mean the ones that were kidnapped and forced into service? Yeah, they don't want to die. But even when these soldiers don't leave their position, they still refuse to go into battle or try to find a way to leave the army. Now, CNN reporting on such bad news against Ukraine, something is happening, right? Like the tide is turning. Are we being advised to do so because Ukraine will be forced to step out of the war? That's my thoughts, right? Like they've been losing this war for a long time, and they can't continue to give hundreds of billions of dollars of taxpayer money to a losing cause. And they are absolutely losing. Now, I'm not against Ukraine and I'm not for Russia. I just want the killing to stop. And that's what needs to happen. But while Ukraine may have some trouble convincing people to stay on the front line, they are having success with drones. This modern drone warfare has been interesting to watch from a non-emotional standpoint. Just today, it was reported that one of the largest drone attacks against Russia was successfully conducted. Controversially, Ukraine hit Moscow's international airport and an apartment building, killing some Russian people. As time goes on, it appears Ukraine is following Russia's lead by purposely attacking non-military targets. I don't like that. I don't like reporting on it, but that is the truth. All right, now we got the debate tonight. Let me know, who do you think's going to win? Kamala Harris or Donald J. Trump? I think it's going to be Trump, but we will see. I will be back on later to give you guys a wrap up of the entire thing. Thank you so much. Stay amazing. I love you. Give this video a like, and I will see you on the next video.